My family background is all Italian, and mostly Sicilian. And in my memories, these grandparents, aunts, and uncles were a pretty dramatic lot. Perhaps it's what comes from living for generations in the shadow of Europe's largest and most active volcano. Perhaps it comes from living on an island that's been a crossroads of diverse civilizations and cultural influences for millennia. Maybe it's why I love drama so much and chose to spend my life making it on stage. In any event, this island remains a powerful, rugged, and confounding place. 5 minutes out of the airport, we succumbed to a classic toll plaza scam aimed at tourists. And 1 hour later, we were enveloped in the sublime beauty of Taormina. In this video, we'll also spend time in Cefalu and Ortigia, and the Siracusa Archeological Park. Welcome to Wandering with Rick and Rachel. Come with us as we explore culture, history, art, food, and wine, guided by curiosity and a love for the unexpected. This time, on the island of Sicily.
We're Rick and Rachel, a director and an actor who've spent our lives telling stories on stage. Now we're chasing new ones out in the world, one unscripted moment at a time. Travel with us as we wander and rediscover that often the journey is the destination. Some say Taormina is a town suspended between the mountain and the sea. Just 40 kilometers from Mount Etna, this stunning cliffside town is renowned for its views of the volcano and of the Ionian Sea 700 feet below, captivating travelers since the days of the ancient Greeks and home to one of the world's most breathtaking amphitheaters. Taormina offers panoramic views, winding streets, and golden beaches just minutes away. From sipping limoncello in sun-soaked piazzas to exploring ruins over 2,000 years old, this is Sicily at its most enchanting.
Since we're theater people, of course our visit began with the majestic amphitheater. Built by the Greeks in the 3rd century BC and later enlarged by the Romans, the theater is still in use today, and Mount Etna creates a one-of-a-kind dramatic backdrop.
There are all kinds of signs that you can't get up here.
Rachel, do you want to get on that stage?
Well, as close as I can get.
What did they say? This is 10,000 spectators, right? It was back in the day?
Oh, you were doing some research.
I did. I read
Good for you.
I read the panels on the way in. So, also by reading the panels on the way in, Rachel.
Oh, research?
I discovered that there was an earthquake, I think 350 AD approximately.
348.
And that's when this section of the entire scenographic backdrop of the theater collapsed. And it just was left this way. It was never repaired. And apparently, all of these surfaces had originally been covered in marble, and there was an entire huge stage house behind the stage, upstage, that was covered in marble and statues and columns, and over the centuries, obviously, was all plundered, taken away, used to build churches, statues moved into people's private homes, etc., etc. Of the Mediterranean Ocean, which is just incredibly beautiful and blue. So we're a little bit actually above the top of the Greek theater here in Taormina, and we decided to sit down at a cafe and get a little snack.
It's way up high top of Belvedere. And
we got some espresso, some brioche. I have a lemon granita.
Yeah, I ordered 2 espressi and 2 granita, but forgetting that the granitas come with the brioche. You're supposed to eat them together. So we have more food than we thought.
So it's a good snack.
It's a good snack.
With this view. 800 feet below is Isola Bella, literally beautiful island in English, and Taormina's most famous landmark. It's connected to the mainland by a narrow strip of sand and rocks, often submerged by the sea. Ooh, so here we are at Isola Bella.
We decided to walk across a little tiny little bitty baby causeway.
There it is. And we walked, by the way, from somewhere up there. Incredible stonework, just like organic shapes. There's this interesting little
wild room.
tiny room.
And I want one.
The island was made a nature preserve in the 1990s, with its landmark being a former privately owned villa that was abandoned in the 80s. Its unique and original natural stone architecture allowed it to be declared a heritage site. While the nature preserve is free to access, it's €6 to tour the whole site and museum.
Where are we going?
I don't know. It's like there's a cave.
Let's go in. That's as far as we can go. Go on. Keep going. Keep going. Go up to that little tiny hole. You can make it.
I'm not a very good spelunker. You know about my thing about close spaces.
And the views from this wonderful site are breathtaking.
So this is the little bridge of water that you need to cross to go over. So we just took off our shoes, walked about knee high or so high water to get to the other side to tour Isola Bella, and we just come back.
And the
shoes back
water
on.
feels so good.
Yeah, the water temperature was fairly cool, right?
Gorgeous.
Yeah. It's fun.
So refreshing. Yeah. We're going on a ride. It's going that way though, Rick.
While we enjoyed the 40-minute walk down to the beach, we chose to ride the cable car on the way back. The Funivia Taormina connects the city to Mazzuro Beach, home of Isola Bella, in just 2 minutes. Cars leave every 15, and tickets cost €3 each way. And the views are spectacular. We're sitting in the seating area of a small ancient Roman theater, built apparently 21 BC. It's in pretty bad shape. I'll zoom the camera around in a minute. And it was found in an excavation at the end of the 19th century, so it was completely buried near a church.
Yeah, it's behind a church. Apparently this guy was out farming his land and struck some red tile, and the rest is history as far as this little theater goes. The thought is that it was built on top of a Greek temple. And there you see the church. That I think part of the theater is obviously under the church.
A special way to enjoy viewing the ruins is by enjoying lunch at the Cafe Solaris, perched just above.
So part of the wine tasting here is you get this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And considering our lunch today was granita and espresso, we are very happy to have this to help. So some eggplant or ricotta, provolone. This is a baked ricotta, this
Which I'm very excited to try.
and then some sausages,
Spicy.
some pepperoncini. Yeah, so it's going to be
Everything you were looking for, right?
Delicioso.
Nero D'Avola from near Palermo, and of course, the kind of Nero D'Avola that we don't actually get exported to the United States, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, what's your taste on that, Rachel?
I don't know, but it smells awful good. That's lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's so much, I don't know, smooth and richer at the same time. It's really great.
I can't wait to try it
Good.
then. Here I go.
Go, bye.
Bye. Located on the northern coast and only about 60 kilometers from the capital of Palermo, Cefalu is a charming coastal treasure. The town is dominated by its magnificent 12th century Norman cathedral and the imposing hill of La Rocca, literally the rock, which is topped by a medieval castle 270 meters above the sea. Wander through cobbled streets, hike La Rocca for epic views, and enjoy some of the freshest seafood we tasted in Sicily.
Good morning. We are in Cefalu, Sicily, and we had a really fun walking tour planned, and it got canceled at the last minute. And so we're doing our own walking tour, and we're going. Can you see that castle up there? That's a Castello de Cefalu. And we're going up there, and we were told it is an easy hike. So we'll let you know.
An easy
about that.
35-minute hike.
Oh, well, 35 minutes, I don't care. It's like, how easy is that 35?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where we're going.
But these little side streets in Cefalu are just lovely and very sweet. And excited to explore the rest of the town today.
Here we go.
Not too far up, but
This is 2 minutes later. It's a beautiful beach, isn't it? Hello, Rachel here, coming to you from about halfway up to the Castello. It's not a bad walk so far. The whole thing is paved with steps, handrails. So I think it's going to be that way the whole way. It's a lot of steps. It's a little steep in places, but it's not a difficult walk at all.
So we're at some significant elevation right now, and we're looking over the bay and the beach in the main section of Cefalu. And there's a lot of visibility today. I mean, I think we're seeing pretty far down the Sicilian coast there. Way in the distance, those hills, the island just continues turning around.
It's the middle of October, people at the beach.
People at the beach, yeah.
Friday morning still, and they're down there, people in the water. But we're walking up
to the castle. Here's part of it, not too far. And we continue up there.
All the way more to your left.
And up there. Here we go.
So,
What, Rachel?
we failed in our mission to get all the way to the castle. It's actually not bad, but there are sections of the trail
A little slippery?
where there's lots of little rocks and pebbles and not really anything to hold on to, and it's steep, and going up would be okay, but if you know me, you know I have a real phobia and fear of falling down something.
Falling
And-
forward on stairs, basically,
and,
right?
Yeah, and we have our walk around the town shoes on because we thought we were doing a walking tour through Cefalu, not walking up this mountain. So if we'd had better shoes
And maybe
my
if we had
walking
brought our
sticks,
walking sticks.
yeah, then
But we didn't bring them.
might have tried to continue a little further. But with these shoes and nothing to hold on to, and my phobia, we thought it meant just to give up.
To
and
recommend
go
walking
down,
sticks.
and maybe, if you have any kind of a balance issue or something like that, I would do that. But now I just think we need to find granitas or...
Oh, so here comes somebody coming up with walking sticks,
Yeah.
Rachel. Oh,
I know,
a whole group.
it's because they knew that's what they were doing.
An entire group of
But we
people with
didn't know
walking
we
sticks.
were doing this.
Okay, well,
So we're just gonna go find something else to look at.
Okay.
That we don't have to climb.
let's do it. Let's go down the mountain.
Yeah. Ciao.
Ciao.
Hello. So we're having a little lunch here in Cefalu. It's a nice little square. Down that way is the train station. That way is the Duomo and some living areas. Water's behind me. Wine's in front of me. And we're just gonna have a nice relaxing little lunch and then get out and explore more.
Yep. And I think the ocean and the bay is directly behind your head if we were to go that way.
No, look,
Yeah.
can you see
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Back there on the
It's a
peak of the
beautiful
mountain.
place. Hello. We are in Teatro
Communale
Communale
in Cefalu.
in Cefalu. Beautiful little church built in the mid 1800s. And it's just as sweet as it can be.
It looks like it probably seats about maybe 150, maybe 200 max.
I was going to say 200 at the most, yeah.
About maybe 100 on the floor in the orchestra, and then there's 3 tiers of boxes, and a really incredible ceiling mural over the house.
Hello. I'm very fancy. I have my box at the theater. Sadly, there's nothing to watch. There's nothing.
And sadly, you are also denied
standing on this
the requests to go on stage.
Yes. Well, technically you were denied because you didn't ask. You said you were a theater professor and asked, and you said no.
Yes, I thought that was the most compelling case, but it didn't work.
No.
The island of Ortigia is the ancient heart of Siracusa, Sicily. Known as the birthplace of the mathematician and inventor Archimedes, it was once the capital of Greek Sicily. This picturesque island is packed with over 3,000 years of history, from Greek temples and Roman ruins to Baroque piazzas. We loved wandering its alleyways, visiting the legendary fountain of Arethusa, and sipping an aperitivo while enjoying exceptional sunset views over the Mediterranean. It's just a beautiful October afternoon in Ortigia. The water is so clear and blue here. Ortigia is the perfect size for a walking tour, almost completely pedestrian only. It's a treat to get lost in its small alleys and easy to feel a bit like a time traveler along the way. You will inevitably come upon its exceptional banyan trees and the ancient Fonte Arethusa, a natural spring famous for its connection to the Greek myth of the nymph Arethusa. It's also uniquely home to papyrus plants, one of only 2 places in Europe where it grows naturally. This spring was essential in providing fresh water to the region during military sieges. The magnificent Fontana di Diana, located in the Piazza Archimedes, was created in 1906 to honor the Arethusa legend. Another beautiful back street in Ortigia.
You know, it's like anywhere when you get just a few blocks from the most popular tourist areas. It gets quiet.
We're like a block and a half away from the big Duomo Square.
Yeah. And it's just exquisitely beautiful. Okay, Bella, I would like you to meet my new friend. She welcomes all. She doesn't talk much.
It's a little creepy though.
No, she's not. She just partied a little too hard last night. That's where she ended up.
Oh, okay.
So
which way are we going?
I think this way.
It's a Duomo, which is a really beautiful, beautiful square in Ortigia. We discovered it last night just after we arrived. We came in right about twilight and the light was really beautiful. And Ortigia is all these small, tiny, winding alley streets. And then you come upon a square like this, which is really massive and monumental, and all the buildings
it takes your breath away when you've been walking in these narrow. It's full of these really interesting narrow medieval streets, a little dark, a little mysterious. Some with lots of restaurants and lights and music, and then you just come out into this. Hi there. The Chiesa di Santa Lucia alla Badia. Badia?
We think there's a Caravaggio inside, right?
We know there is.
Oh.
We've been told such things, among other things. So here we see the Caravaggio. Notice how it is not behind Rocca. Why? Because it's a copy of the painting.
I thought there was an original Caravaggio here.
Well, there probably is somewhere, but it's not here. It's removed. But this is a certified copy.
Resized,
certified. So, just as good. Hello, we've been looking for the Temple of Athena. We think we found it. Ta-da!
One might say it's more like the column of the Temple of Athena. But what's fascinating is that this is built right into the sidewall of the Duomo.
No, the sidewall of the Duomo is built right into the Temple of Athena. Because the temple was here before the Duomo. We found the rest of the Temple of Athena that you can see from the exterior. So yes, the Duomo was built. It's like they bricked it in, rocked it in, and closed it. So all these columns then would have been part of the massive temple to Athena. So we've traveled a lot and gone through a lot of cathedrals, and it's always interesting to see the artwork or the non-artwork, as in the Caravaggio, that we didn't get to see. This place, though, is actually feels very stark compared to a lot of the ones we've seen. It's really beautiful, though. I
But if
like
you-
how austere it is.
But if you think about the fact that, look,
Oh, and there's the Temple of
there
Diana.
are the Greek columns that built the cathedral into the columns. It actually, the starkness actually matches the Greek stone that they were using.
Right.
There's an entire... Wow. What are we in search of, Rachel?
Granita, because I want some.
All right.
It's tip your accordion player.
So we're in a puppet museum before going to see
The puppet show.
a Sicilian puppet show.
The show runs about 30 minutes, and for an additional euro, you have access to the museum, where we learned about the local artisans who designed and built these magnificent puppets, as well as the history of the Opera di Pupi, which is what Sicilian puppet theater is called. Opera di Pupi is listed as UNESCO masterpiece of the oral and intangible cultural heritage of humanity.
I love these puppets.
I'm absolutely in love with this puppet museum. If you're in Ortigia, Siracusa, come to the puppet museum. We're going to see the puppet show in about 15 minutes. We got here and we don't have enough time to see the museum. There's all kinds of interesting things to read and so many cool puppets and set pieces and bits of everything to look at. It's wild and amazing.
E affidatevi alla ragione, che per saggezza non è seconda a nessuno. Sappiate che esso sarete ostacolare il nostro cammino.
Hey there, we're at the Greek Theater in Siracusa.
This theater was built in the 5th century BC. Aeschylus had one of his plays performed here, a premiere, where he was apparently present for.
Go Aeschylus, go Aeschylus.
And then the Romans apparently reconfigured it in the 3rd century, I believe AD, for their spectacles. It's pretty amazing. It holds, what did it say, 16,000 people?
16,000, yep.
Wow.
This is not Grecian, this is Roman. This is the Roman amphitheatro. Little amphitheater, smaller in size, but still holds quite a lot of people. I wish we could walk down in there. We're not allowed to. Apparently at one point you could. It's pretty amazing. Again, the word amazing, but it is.
Where are we?
In hell. We're in a cave, and there's a name for it. It's the ear of somebody, but I forgot. But it's so. This is the ear of Dionysus. It's an artificial cave. It's got this really characteristic sinuous shape, which ends in a pointed arch, and with really particular acoustic abilities. I just knew that. I figured it out. No, don't. Yeah. This is so when we first got to the park, the archaeological park, there was a plaque about the artist and all of his work and a little map of where everything is. And I'm like, I didn't come here to see this guy's work. I came here to see all the really cool archaeological stuff. But this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I think this is absolutely stunning. And I've seen very few things that rival how just evocative and beautiful.
It's an incredible
this is.
setting for an art installation, isn't it?
Oh, he must have been in heaven.
Yep.
The Archeological Park is currently hosting a large-scale sculpture exhibition by Igor Mitoraj titled Lo Sguardo Humanitas Physis. It features 30 monumental works by the Polish sculptor displayed throughout the park. It's currently scheduled to run through October of 2025.
This was our second visit to Sicily, and it won't be our last. Besides my family connection, there is something about this island that makes it unique in Europe. Closer to North Africa than it is to Rome, its role as a crossroads of the ancient world is still evident everywhere you look. Sicily's wonders and mysteries will bring us back soon.